Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I'm going to be showcasing some data packs for Minecraft 1.20 Now before we jump into it, like always, the data packs will be linked in the description in the order I showcase them. And this time around, they are limited to Modrinth, as I've heard some people say that they don't like using downloads off Planet Minecraft. Now, before we cover the first one, these data packs are mainly related to structures around the world, but there are also some different ones for people who don't care about structures. The first one being heavy cores inside of this data pack now drop like anvils do, and this doesn't really do anything for the gameplay, but it's kind of a cool feature. It also does follow the name of being heavy, because obviously it's that heavy that it doesn't have a gravity just like anvils, and that is all the data pack does. Now if you want to place them down on the ground as normal, they work just how they did prior to this data pack, but if you break the block below, they will fall until there is a solid block they can land on. It also seems like they don't break certain blocks below them. As you can see, if I drop this one onto the leaf litter, it doesn't break it, it just places above it. And for anyone wondering what it does if it lands on a player, if I quickly just break this block, it apparently hasn't fell. Okay, that's interesting. If I break it again, there we go, I replaced it, and you can see if it lands on the player, it creates a wind burst, it goes up into the air, and it does also deal a little bit of damage, which I guess is also quite a cool feature. Although eventually this is probably going to kill me. I guess this is also a good way for a mob farm, because you can like have this heavy core keep dropping on zombies inside of a zombie farm, slowly killing them. But it's also really cool that it goes up into the air, because if I was to quickly just throw down an armor stand, does it also work with armor stands? So let's quickly just place that there. And it does. So now we can create some cool little things with this just constantly going up and down. Now the second data pack we're going to cover is Tuff Golem statues. A few videos ago of covering data packs, we covered one that added the Copper Golem statues. Well, this one now adds Tuff. The Copper Golem one had a dispenser inside with diamonds, but it doesn't seem like the Tuff one does. It seems like the Tuff one is just a statue that's built here. So you're purely here for decoration. But one thing to mention, they come in every single wall color, so there is 16 variants. There is also this one, Tuff Golem Triple. Let's quickly just check this one out, because obviously triple isn't a dye color. That is really cool. The Tuff Golem Triple is 3 Tuff Golems standing on top of each other. I wonder if they spawn with different variants of the clothes on. So like this one is red, blue, green. I wonder if we found a different one if it's different colors. So if I do /place structure and do it again, it should place it down. And it seems like it might always be red, blue, and green. Let's do it again. Yeah, there we go. It's also red, blue, and green there. But once again, these don't do anything for the world. They don't give you loot or anything, but it's a cool thing just to come across while you're exploring the world. Now, the third data pack we're going to cover is a village within the Badlands biome. You can find this by doing /locate structure village red desert, or you can find it just by exploring a Badlands. And it seems to follow the same theme as the desert one, just using red sand and terracotta instead. It's also quite cool to come across. The chests do also have loot, and it also seems like camels spawn here. Although in 1.21.5, that's not really big of a deal, because they can spawn anywhere within deserts. It seems like they don't have anything unique here, because it's mainly just built out of blocks the Badlands is already built out of. Although there is sometimes mud, I guess that's kind of cool to have. But it does also mean that you can find the villagers within the Badlands biome, as well as cats and iron golems. And looking around, it doesn't seem like there's anything too different about it. It seems like, once again, the main changes are with the blocks. But it's a data pack that adds more to the Badlands biome, so Badlands don't feel as plain. This is really cool. It is literally just a Badlands biome within a circle around the desert, with then the village scattered on top and 2 spikes. I have just located a different one so we can see the difference in generation, and this one has generated up a Badlands mountain, which is kind of cool. You have part of the village up here, and you also have some of it down here. Now the fourth data pack we're going to cover is one that adds Bandit Camps and also towers to the game. So it seems like it's generated some kind of path right here, and this path does extend quite far away from the camp, with pillagers all around this. So this is definitely dangerous to come very early game. But then as we walk towards the center, there is a campfire. From what I can see, it doesn't seem like there's any loot. It seems like it is just pillagers with then the campfire. and it doesn't seem like there's anything under it either. So this is a look at what the camp looks like. Let's now quickly just teleport to one of the others. So the second one we have is a tower, and this seems to just be some fence gates with then a barrel with some iron and apples. I think this one has been cut off because this definitely isn't a tower and it doesn't go underground at all. So we'll come back to this one in a second. There is a third one, which is a mine. So the mine is right here, and this is generated on the outskirts of a village, so ignore the farmland being there. That's not part of the mine. This right here is, so it seems like it's a drill or crane that has some barrels, which all seem to be empty, and it goes down through some water, which I'm guessing is not meant to be there, with then some mineshaft themed areas as well. Now this is obviously quite good for ores, because ores will be in the walls, and this is definitely not a mineshaft because mineshafts don't have these rails and they have more gaps between the rails. It also seems like there's an area right here with some blast furnaces, some armor, that is pretty decent armor, and then also an empty chest. And going off the other way, it seems like that's another dead end. If we carry on going further down, it seems like it just comes to an end at around Deep Slate Layer. So quickly just locating another mine to see if, yes, this one isn't as waterlogged. There is some water, but not as much as the last one. This one also don't seem to have as many turn-offs as the other one. It just has one right at the bottom here, and all of them are dead ends. So it seems like the entrance points are also randomized, so they're not always going to be in the same place. Now teleporting back to the tower, this is a different one, and it seems like the towers are not really towers. They are just barrels with then 3 fence posts and a ladder. I'm not sure if there's a bug within this version making the towers not generate properly, but it is some decent loot if you come to one of these. Now the fifth and final data pack we're going to cover adds some new armor to the game. Now it adds armor based on every wood color. So this one I'm wearing right here is cherry. There is one issue, and the item names are not English, but it doesn't really matter in that case because you can obviously still wear them and you know what they are just by looking at them and how they're crafted. But I had to show this one off because the textures of them are really cool. So I'm currently wearing a full set of cherry armor. And if I quickly just grab a few different, you can see there are a lot. So we can do the wooden one. It seems like the recipes are different. Like, for example, the oak leggings just use stripped, whereas the cherry ones use a mixture. But just equipping a few of these so we can get a look at what some of them look like. This is what the oak one looks like. And it is just using, once again, the log texture. You then have birch, which seems to be the same, just using the log texture. So there is one for every single log. Now, one thing I'm not too sure about is if there is updated for pale oak. So let's quickly just try that. And also, it seems like there is. I can see the textures up there. And also if there's ones for the stem, so crimson and warp. So now I've crafted up the full set. Let's see what this looks like on. And it looks pretty cool. I don't like the helmet because you can't really see the eyes, but once again, it is unique. Let's see what the pale oak one looks like. I think this is probably going to be the best one out of them all. That requires pale moss. Okay. So let's now equip this full set. And this is the last one I'm going to show. I really do like this one. I love how the helmet is half creaking, half you. This one really does fit with the Pale Garden theme of being taken over by the creaking corruption. But anyway, that is the final one I'm going to show. If you want to see some of the others, then download the data pack yourself. It will be linked in the description. And also, that is where I'm going to end this video. If you enjoyed, do like and subscribe. Once again, all data packs will be linked in the description in the order I showcase them. And I'll see you guys in another one very soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.